Hey everybody, Jambart here, and today I want to give you the A to Z tutorial on Bitpetite. Now first of all, why do I love Bitpetite? Well, I love Bitpetite because you can get some huge returns. First of all, if you came down here and you selected and you invest in the 6-week program, you can make 47% on your money. Now I know it says 147% right here, but let's say you gave them $100, then in 6 weeks they're going to pay you back $147. So if you look at it that way, then yes, it's 147% return, but $100 that was your initial, so really you're making 47% return. And the 9 weeks here, you can make 80% return over 9 weeks. Now, I don't know of any other programs or investments out there that's going to make you that much money in such a short amount of time. I mean, you can play the stock market, but that would be, I would consider that really risky, trying to make 80% in 9 weeks. Same thing with 47% in 6 weeks. Usually the stock market is paying out much less than that. Also, I like Bitpetite because of the reinvestment strategy. I actually made a video on how you can turn $500 into $200,000, and I'll post that in the show notes so you guys can see that strategy there. And I'm actually doing that program right now using the 9-week investment strategy. But what else I love about Bitpetite is they do hourly payouts. I mean, all the other programs out there pay out. You can see it right here. It just paid one out, so I'm going to refresh that, and it's going to restart the timer. And 7 seconds to my next payout. And that's because I've reinvested multiple times. On my first investment, it would pay out every hour, but now I have so many in there that it's like paying almost every minute. I'm getting a return literally almost every minute. And I just love this program. The withdrawals are easy. It's easy to interface with, and you can get started for as low as $10, and you don't need anything special. Literally, you can sign up for an account with an email address and a username password. And as long as you have a Bitcoin wallet or a Litecoin or Ethereum wallet to transfer money in, you can get your money out, and you can get started right away, right now, for as little as $10. So, how do you get started? Well, the first thing you would do is just go to bitpetite.com, and you would click on Investors when you get started, and then it says Jambar right here, but then what you would do is this actually says Sign Up, and so you would click that, Sign Up, you would enter your email address and your username password, and wabam, you'll be here at the homepage, and then this will be your homepage. And it won't have anything here, obviously, because you got to put money in. But all you have to do is enter it to get started. So if you're showing 0 there, all you have to do is come down here, select which currency you want to invest with, and Ethereum is the cheapest. You can get started for $10 with Ethereum. You get started for about $17 with Litecoin, or about $22 with Bitcoin. So let's say you want to do Ethereum. You say, okay, this is how much Ethereum you want to invest, and you just click Make Your Investment. And then it's going to give you this. Copy it, and then go to your wallet, whatever wallet you have. I have a Coinbase wallet, and then I would go to Ethereum, and then I would just send it. Well, I don't actually use Ethereum. I use Litecoin and BitConnect, but if I wanted to send it, I'd just do this, enter the address, and then send it right over. And that's literally all I have to do to get started. And then as soon as you do that, what you'll see is you'll see the countdown here, and you can see it already went to the new one. You'll see a countdown right here telling you how long till you get your next payout. And you will get a payout literally every hour. And it'll shows you here, like how long to break even. So for the 6 weeks, you'll break even in 30 days. What investment are you breaking even in 30 days? Please tell me. And then with the 9-week program, you can break even in 42 days. And it tells you right here what your daily net income is, what your daily payout is going to be. And that's it. That's all you have to do to get started. And then when you want to withdraw your money, all you do is come over here to withdraw, hit withdraw, and then it'll ask you, if you don't have an account already, it just says type your account here. So you just plug it in, and then literally all you hit is withdraw, and that's what I'm going to do right now. Bam. And then when I refresh the page, you'll notice everything zeroes out, except for the Bitcoin, because I didn't have the minimum amount needed to withdraw. You'll see here that you need a minimum of $10 to withdraw, or these amounts right here. Okay, so that's how you withdraw. And then I use a reinvest strategy. So Bitpetite does not have a automatic reinvesting option, and I actually like that Bitpetite does not have a reinvesting option, because people that just reinvest and reinvest and reinvest, it makes it really expensive for the company to stay in business. But so most people don't. They just invest their money in, they get their 47% out, and then they walk away. But I have a strategy for reinvestment using the 9-week program, where I turned $500 into $200,000, and of course you can watch the video on that. But that reinvestment program you have to do manually. So basically, Bitpetite is weeding out all the lazy people from investing over and over again, so that way Bitpetite can turn a profit. And so to do it manually, all you have to do is, well, we already did the withdraw, and so now you would just do the deposit. So to do that, literally, I use Bitcoin because I like earning Bitcoin versus earning US dollars, because I believe that Bitcoin is going to go up. So when it pays you your 3.6% out, it actually repays you 3.6 in Bitcoin. So as the value of Bitcoin goes up, your payout is also going up. Versus if it was US dollars, then you're losing, because the US dollar can't buy as much Bitcoin as Bitcoin goes up. So that's why I use this option. So okay, so 0.005 Bitcoin, I want to use the 9-week program. I'm going to hit make your investment. So I copy the address, go to my wallet, and I'm going to send it. That's it. Put 0.005, which right now is about $19. Okay, there's a little bit of fee on that, but I'm okay with that because Bitpetite is making me money, so I appreciate it. I'm going to hit continue, and then it's going to send me a text message on my phone. Enter that in 390638. Oops, wrong one. I must have messed that up. He sent me 2 different text messages, so I always have to guess which number it is. Okay, and there it is. It's on its way. And that's literally all you have to do. So in a few minutes, I'll probably see the pending transaction down here. Usually it takes a few minutes. Oh, there it is right there. 0.0. So it takes needs 3 confirmations, so it's just sitting in the pending box for right now. So yeah, just reinvested that, and that's going to continue to pay out every day. Okay. The next thing is, how will you know what your return will be? Well, so obviously, if you just invest once and you don't do any reinvesting, then you know what your return is going to be. If you put in $100, your return is going to be $147. If you put in $100 with a 9-week program, you're going to get $180 worth. And of course, if you use one of these, then you're going to have 80% more Bitcoin than you originally started with, which sounds pretty nice, because if you got, let's say you have $1,000 in Bitcoin, then you're going to walk away with 80% more Bitcoin in 9 weeks. I mean, that's amazing. That's way better than you can get with Genesis Mining or Hashflare or Hashing24 or any really mining operation. This is the best way to get, if you want to accumulate Bitcoin, in my opinion, is using Bitpetite. Okay, and if you do reinvest, then there's something called a reinvestment calculator. And this one is obviously for stocks, but you can use it for Bitpetite as well. So let's say you started with $100 and you're going to reinvest every day for a full year, right? And you're using the 6-week program at 4.5%, right? And then you want the drip on, which means reinvesting. Yep. DRIP stands for dividend reinvestment plan. So each day you get dividends, and then you're going to reinvest them every day. So that's when you hit calculate return, and you'll see that so here it goes. Now it says year one. Just think of this as days. It's the same math. So if here's your starting balance, then if you continue, you'll get paid $4.5 on your first day. And if you were to reinvest that, then at the end of the day, you would have $104.50. So the next day, you start with that balance, and now the amount you're getting paid every day goes up. And now at the end of the day, you have an even bigger balance. This is a pretty simple concept. This is called compound interest. And right now we're compounding it daily because we're taking it and we're reinvesting it daily. If you own dividend paying stocks, a lot of dividends pay out quarterly. So you would have a quarterly compounding calculation. But in the case of this, it's daily. So $109, now you're getting even more interest payback every day, and then so your ending balance by the third day is even higher. And so it just goes and goes and goes, and in this case, theoretically, when you get down to the end of the contract, which is 42 days, you'll have $607 in your account. Now, this is what's making you money. This isn't what's getting paid back to you. So you'll have this much in your account earning interest, and then it's paying you back $27 a day. So that's a huge increase compared to the $4.50 that you were getting paid in one day. So that's the power of compounding interest. Now there's some more advanced strategies, and there's some things that you have to take into account, like after 42 days the first contract expires. So on your 43rd day, you're not actually going to go to $635. This will actually drop $100 because the first $100 that you put in is no longer producing. And so you have to account for that. And that's why I suggest watching my video on $500 to $200,000, because that accounts for all the fees, and it accounts for all the contracts expiring, and it accounts for the realistic growth rate. And I'll give you kind of a quick summary. You'll notice that if you were to reinvest every day for 6 weeks, that you would actually only make $755. And the reason is because the contract that you initially put in has now expired, and the expiring contracts are taking away more money than your reinvestments are putting in. And so there's a strategy to this, and so I'll skip straight to the good stuff. Let's say you did the 6-week investment, and you reinvested every day, but you withdrew profits on the 11th day. Then you could extend that initial 6-week contract into 298 days, and you'll essentially make $3,003. Now that sounds pretty good, but an even better strategy, and I'll give it away here, is the 9-week investment, and you withdraw once every 9 days. So you reinvest every day, and every 9th day you take out. And the reason you do that is because the expiring contracts will never overtake the new reinvestments that you put in. And so essentially this just will go on forever and forever. And if you start out with $500, then, well, this one I put for 8 days. If you start with $500, you would be able to pull out $220,000 by the end of the contract. And you can see here that the expiring contracts overtake the regular contracts. And that would last you 737 days, and you'd be paid back your initial in 88 days. But this one I like even better, because if you withdraw on the 9th day, then your contracts will never expire, and you can make an infinite amount of money off of Bitpetite. So as long as the website is up and working, you will get paid. And like, for instance, if you kept with it for after, and let's say Bitpetite was around for 1,000 days, using my strategy, you would get $16,259,445. I mean, it's huge. It's ridiculous. So I highly suggest that you reinvest with Bitpetite. Even if it takes a couple extra steps of doing it manually every day, do it. It's worth your time. $16 million is worth your time. So now, remember that there's a strategy to cryptocurrencies. So cryptocurrencies, obviously, I love them, you love them, everybody is learning to love them, but as of right now, they're pretty volatile. I mean, you guys saw that Bitcoin went from 5,000 to 3,000 in like a couple days. So because of that, I've taken precautions, and I don't put all my eggs in one basket, as they say. So cryptocurrencies is really only 8% of my portfolio, which you see right here. And I keep 8% of my money in cash for emergencies, and I have 8% in real estate, and I have 20% of my money in stocks, and the rest in mutual funds. And so these mutual funds, stocks, real estate are my most steady. Oh, and of course cash. Cash is obviously the steadiest thing that you can have. But these others, they're real steady. They're very steady producers, slow and methodical. But the cryptocurrencies is kind of like the wild child, the wild card. And so I want to have a piece of that because I want to have explosive growth. But at the same time, if cryptocurrencies goes down the tube, I don't want it to ruin me and my family. I got a wife and kids. I don't want to jeopardize their future. So that's why I keep it at 8%. And then as it grows, then I'll transfer money over from cryptocurrencies into these more traditional type investments. So inside of my crypto portfolio, you can see that I have the majority of my money in Hashflare, a little bit of Genesis mining, and 8% in Bitpetite, and a little bit more in BitConnect. So it's interesting, since I got started about 2 weeks ago, I initially started with $380, which accounts for this blue portion right here. But now I'm up to over $1,200, or $1,100, something like that. So this blue has actually gotten bigger, and so I haven't accounted for that. It should be more like out to here, and making this BitConnect a little bit smaller here. So I'm really gaining with Bitpetite, and I use BitConnect because they've been around for a while, and you can get steady, consistent returns from them. And of course, Genesis mining and Hashflare, it's cryptocurrency mining, so they're going to pay out every day, and it's just going to keep mining and mining. And as the difficulty goes up, so will the price of the cryptocurrencies. And so my payouts should be relatively the same, because I might be gaining less Bitcoin, but at the same time the value of Bitcoin is going up, so they should cancel each other out at that point. So that's the portfolio that I suggest. And of course, if I just want to say a quick thing about increasing your net worth. So about 6 years ago, I was hugely in debt, and I decided to turn that around. And so it took me about 4 years to pay off all my debt. But once I did, then I continued those same habit patterns of paying debt off every month, and I just took those now debt payments and made them into savings payments. And so I've been saving monthly for 2 years. And just recently, in the past month, I came across cryptocurrencies. So because I've been saving for so long, I had all this money in my mutual funds, stocks, real estate, and cash, that I was like, you know what, I'm going to take a little bit of my money and I'm going to put it in cryptocurrencies and see what I can do with it, right? And I feel okay with that because I have an excess of savings. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if it was 6 years ago and I was still hugely in debt and I didn't have any money to my name, and my net worth was negative, then I would feel extremely uncomfortable about investing with cryptocurrencies because, if I put in, let's say I put in $1,000, and I lose that, that's really going to hurt me because that means that I won't be able to pay my bills. And, so strategy number one is please, please, please get out of debt. And, everybody talks different about that, but, I've seen my net worth skyrocket up since I've gotten out of debt, and then I use those same habit patterns to save my money. And then also, like I said, this emergency fund right here, please, please, please have an emergency fund, because if something comes up, like your refrigerator breaks or your dog dies or, your kids get sick, that way you can pay for those things in cash and not have to use a credit card or go get a loan or go to a payday lender to pay for those things, because those things are just going to put you farther in the hole instead of, building you up. You're trying to build up your savings, build up your net worth. You're not trying to steal and take away from it. So, and finally, if if you want to save, the real thing is, number one, stay out of debt. 2, have an emergency fund, and 3, live below your means. And really, that one should be number 1. If you live below your means, then you don't really need to go into debt, and then it's easy to save. So, I mean, if you, let's say you make a couple $1,000s a month, but then you only live off of, less than that, then, there's a gap in between what you earn and what you live off of, and then you can take that extra and you can save it. And then you just keep saving every month, and then you will have an excess, and then with that excess, then you can take investments that you never had before. You can become an investor. And so, that's really what I see, what I want for everybody, and I've done for myself, and I want to pass it along to you guys. So, as these videos go along, I'm going to teach you guys more about how to invest, how to save, how to live below your means, and hopefully I can help you guys grow as investors and become successful with finances. So if you have any questions, please comment down below. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please use my affiliate link to sign up with Bitpetite. So I hope that helps, and I will have a video tomorrow. I do these videos daily, and so I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.